Hi guys, once again this is Alfred from BinaryOptionsTutor.com. Before I get into a little fast live trade on the Cantor exchange, I done a trade there. I was trying to show like a hypothetical climax where price action in the actual volume start picking up, but I didn't actually the trade worked and there was a nice reversal, but it happens on some green candles. And I really want to drive home the point that uh, we can statistically see even higher candles, and this is like a textbook where everything really comes together and we see a really strong hypothetical climax that's denoted by these blue bars. And I had to sit up late to do this, uh, looking at the London session. That's what this little box that I've got here represents, that time when the London market would be opening, because I just know that this is one of our hot areas like the QVS on our site, and this is where I'm probably going to see a spike in volume so that I can get to these blue bars here where you're going to see so many ticks and so many trades taking place even within the span of just a minute. And this is what Richard Wyckoff was talking about when he talked about that hypothetical climax, that finale, that big finish of a movie, that chorus of a song, where guys are ready to throw in the towel if you went short somewhere here at the open. By here, you're ready to throw in the towel. If you went long somewhere here at the open of the London session, by here you would be ready to take profits. On a spot trade, I went long somewhere in here, and when I first saw this right here, somewhere inside of this candle, that's when I left, because I saw that first blue bar. I could have gotten a little more, but again, sometimes you just take what's there. And I know that we were close to a place where, the market could possibly reverse, and all of those instruments were coming in, and we were getting close to that hypothetical climax. From this bar just to here, that's about 7 minutes, and so that's what your timing looks like, especially when you can see these statistically well highly active volume bars. That's all I had, guys. Stay tuned for a little trade that we done. The trade worked great, but it happened on the green bars, and I just wanted to make a point of, while you can have trades to work out like this following trade, it's a perfect setup for a hypothetical climax would be reading the Audacious volume on these blue bars. Again, I didn't have Bigfoot on this particular chart here because sometimes I go back and forth with my charts. But see you guys on the next video. Once again, this is Alfred from BinaryOptionsTutor.com. Stay tuned for the Cantor trade. Hi guys, once again this is Alfred from BinaryOptionsTutor.com. I'm here around the end of a little Cantor exchange trade. You can see I got in on this trade at 69. We got about 2 minutes and some change left. Now I'm going to go over and look at the chart in just a sec. We're going to talk about the price action and what I was seeing on the volume at that time. The strike on this is 12:45. When I done this trade, I was already in the money. I was in the money like about 3 or 4 pips, and I was a little closer. And since there was some volume happening, you can see I got in here at 69. Of these bets, that I've been sharing. This is, this is a lower price, and so that means there's 41 potential left in a 0 to 100 option, and you can, well, over here on Cantor, they'll let you do one contract, and that one contract can be for just $1. It's like a micro. Now let's look at the charts really quick, because they're really this is where I got in, and really what called me in was I was actually starting to see some dark volume painted here. I thought about going short, because everything was pushing short. I said, let me wait a while. Again, sometimes it's just patience and letting that price action pay out. I waited a little while, and I saw this wick, this wick right here, and this actually, I think I got in here. After seeing this wick, and we'd already seen some dark volume, so we know there was a lot of volume. Well, not a lot, but for this time of day, it would have been a good bit. There was a good bit of volume. More than usual is denoted by these dark wicks here. I mean, these dark bars. What I was looking for was the wick. Let's missed it. But we've got the London open now, so that trade expired in the money. What I was looking for after this wick, it's kind of like the hypothetical climax, that area that I was talking about in the song. Wyckoff calls it a hypothetical climax, and it's that area where this acceleration in volume here, these two dark green bars, that's telling you that some guys are starting to put through a volume of trades, and most likely psychologically this is the point where the market has moved down enough that some guys are throwing in the towel, and they're saying, I don't think I feel comfortable with the direction here. And also they were probably thinking that at the end of that hour and at the start of this one, we saw this huge reversal here, and we're coming into the London session, and you don't want to still be there, holding on when there could be this huge reversal ahead of you. So guys come in and they take their profit and they run, but you can't necessarily know that without two things. One, I was looking at the acceleration in volume, and we're not in the London session. Now, as we get close to the London session, you start to see again that there goes the dark bar, there goes the dark green bar, and we started to see that acceleration in volume right into that London session. Were I trading there, that would have been a good time to get in and try and catch some of that momentum in those few minutes up to the London session. But what I done was to wait for this wick. I dropped my line here. My line was at something like 1247, so I took an in the money strike at 1245, and I rode it, and they tried to come back down, hit my number here, and there wasn't any volume. You see, is these guys are coming back down, and they did attack my strike again, but it wasn't on heavy volume. And that's something that you can get when you mix the volume with the price action. We've already seen the unusually heavy volume, and then we see this wick, which is letting us know that they were reaching, but there was just no one else that was willing to sell this market any lower. I don't know, maybe somebody knew we were close to a reversal. Maybe some guys were just looking at, looking at the volume. I don't know. Um, but we got a nice reversal there and a nice accelerated move up into the open of London. I want to, something I've always noticed if I'm up in trading London is often right before London, you'll see these moves, and it's like, wow, let me get in here and ride some of this action. It's a little easier to actually have volume, like our Audacious volume, to point out that this is kind of unusual volume here. But you have to be very cautious because often the market will pop up prior to the open and then sometimes pull back actually at the open. Now we're not seeing volume going forward, is we're going down here. So we may see a resumption of this uptrend going into this London Open. But in any event, I didn't want to be around for the London Open. I just wanted to pop a really fast trade using just using price action, trading around this wick right here, and trading around the fact that we had already seen our acceleration in volume, and that wick tells us we hit a support area and we bounced. We hit that support area again because again anything can happen in a trade, and we bounced off of it and made it out of this with pretty painless fast trade. See you guys on the next video. I hope this is kind of illustrating the theory of the hypothetical climax, that point where volume accelerates but you don't know that this is the end. The confirmation, if you want to call it that, or more of an indicator, is when you start to see that wick and you start to see the market climbing. Now that kind of sucks because you're probably going to be in a trade by then, but I just really never like to use linguistics like, okay, well, here's that confirmation at the wick. The wick, as I said earlier, just means there's no one willing to sell the market lower. This second attack of that number, again, no one willing to sell the market lower. See you guys on the next video. Once again, this is Alfred for BinaryOptionsTutor.com, talking about volume spread analysis, doing little trades on the Cantor exchange, looking at our Audacious volume, and hopefully giving you guys some ideas to put into your toolbox. Price action along with volume. If I would have had Bigfoot on here, some of these spreads were also telling me that we were getting that acceleration, and I could look for at least a brief climax there.